What is going on, everyone? Some Sixers talk right now, and a Woj bomb was put out there, but to me, this is such a reach. Honestly, to me, and this Houston Rockets news, I just can't believe that this is actually going to be a thing. I just don't. Personally, that's the way I feel. It is such a reach. But here is what Woj threw out there, and there is a possibility. Because Houston wants Jimmy Butler to demand a sign and trade so he can go to Houston. The Rockets don't have any money. That's the issue. So they are trying to get Jimmy Butler to go to Elton Brand, go to the Sixers organization and say, sign me, but trade me to Houston because that's where I want to go. First off, that sounds silly to me. Now, I know that the athletes hold all the power in sports these days, but doesn't that seem like nonsense, like actual ridiculousness, that a player can say, sign me, but get me the hell out of here because I don't want to be here? That's the power of the NBA at the end of the day, to be honest with you. But why would Jimmy Butler even want to go to Houston? To go play with a ball-dominant James Harden where he plays isolation basketball at the top of the key and doesn't pass? To play with CP3? Good player on the back end of his career. They're going to have to get rid of Clint Capella's contract. They're going to have to get rid of Eric Gordon's contract. Of course, Jimmy Butler makes that team better, but is the Houston Rockets, are they really that appealing? They're ready to blow up. They're ready to be on the downfall of their organization. They had their chance for a run. They're holding on. They really are just holding on to a thread this thin. On the flip side, though, looking at the Sixers organization, I think Elton Brand is pretty damn determined. I know Elton Brand is pretty damn determined. I don't think he's going to allow Jimmy Butler to hold the cards. Elton Brand wants this dude. Elton Brand wants Jimmy Butler here. Every team wants Jimmy Butler. There's going to be a bunch of teams that want Jimmy Butler. Brand's not going to play any games. You want to be here or you don't want to be here? And I think he's going to play hardball and let him go that way. Here are your options if you are Elton Brand. And say Jimmy Butler says, listen, I'll sign with you, but get me out of here or bring me to Houston. He'll say, one, kick rocks. And what he can do is sign Tobias Harris, sign J.J. Redick, and go after another free agent. Looking at some of the free agents, I write off Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Kyrie, Kemba Walker. I do. I write them off. I don't see that as a realistic option. But when you look at some other guys, I don't think we're going to get Chris Middleton, but D'Angelo Russell's out there. Al Horford's out there. Brogdon's out there, but he's a restricted free agent. Vucevic is out there. If we sign a couple of those with the money, well, you build a deeper roster. You're not going to have that Jimmy Butler star, and that's going to kill you. And that's why I don't think Elton Brand's going to go that way. I think Elton Brand is determined to get his guy. And realistically, I think Jimmy Butler is a better fit for the Sixers than he would be for the Rockets. But I'm just giving you a scenario. I'm giving you the options. Tell him to kick rocks and use that money you would have spent on Jimmy Butler on other players in free agency. Or you say, okay, is Clint Capella and someone like Eric Gordon worth it? Maybe PJ Tucker who can defend. Is he worth it? I looked up their contracts. The problem is Clint Capella and his contract is atrocious. 15 mil, 16 mil, 17 mil, 18 mil for the next 4 years. So if you can find a third partner, a third team trade, so you can get someone like Eric Gordon, get someone like PJ Tucker, and then you get assets for that third team, whoever wants to take Clint Capella. Do you want to go that route or go with the Tobias Harris, JJ Redick, and attack another free agent? To me, I don't think this whole Woj bomb even makes sense. I don't. It's a lot of ifs. If this works, if that works, if he wants to go, if he wants to stay, if Elton Brand gives him the max, if Elton Brand doesn't. It doesn't seem realistic. I have this gut feeling that Jimmy Butler is probably going to be back. Why? Because we're going to offer him the 5 years, 190. He's going to be that guy. Hell, even the Raptors winning the championship, that might have even been a help for the Sixers. Because Jimmy could say, Look how close we were. I mean, look what we did with that squad. Look how far we went. Look what we battled with. Look how far we ended up taking the champion. Houston doesn't make sense to me. I get it. He has ties there. I don't think that's enough. That's a reach for Houston. Houston's desperate. They're trying every single possible way to hold on to that thread that's this skinny. And I don't think it's going to be enough. It also comes down to the hardball. The hardball that the Sixers are going to play. Elton Brand, he doesn't have that attitude where he's easy to walk over. It's this way or it's not. You're going to be with the Sixers or you're not. He has this mindset of, I'm building this roster the way I want to build it. You in, you out. That's the vibe I get out of this dude. He has the big picture, and he even said it after his draft that I disagreed with. It'll all make sense. Because out in free agency, that's where we're going to make it happen. You can read into it as much as you want. It's a theory that's out there. It's a theory that's, possible. At the end of the day, it is possible for this to happen. I don't think it's a good chance of it happening, though. Now, if you do ask me, which route would you go if the Sixers end up in a situation where Jimmy Butler says, sign and trade me? Do you tell him to walk and kick rocks, or do you do it and go out and grab these players from Houston? If you can find a way to swing Tobias Harris, J.J. Redick, Eric Gordon, and then you do a third-party squad to get rid of Clint Capella and get new people involved, new role players, assets, I would look into that option. I would. Because I know that Eric Gordon hasn't been the same player that he once was, but he only has 1 year left at $14 million, and then he becomes a UFA. So it's not a long-term thing. You have a guy, 16 points per game, who shoots 36% from three. He can help stretch the floor. I'm not taking on Clint Capella's contract to be a backup. I know we need a backup 5. I'm not taking on 4 years of that type of money. Bring in someone else. Bring in a third squad and get different assets. I'm not picking that up. You can find a backup center elsewhere. But I would look into it. I would look into the Rockets thing if it came down to that. But I don't see it. That's a stretch in my opinion. What I firmly believe happening is Elton Brand is going to bring back Jimmy Butler. This is a situation where Woj put out a big storyline. Listen, this is what Houston wants. Houston wants Jimmy Butler to go in there and demand a sign and trade. Well, that's great that you want that to happen. But what is that supposed to mean? I'm sure a lot of teams want that to happen, don't you think? I know Houston has Chris Paul and James Harden. But it also doesn't scream like an organization that's just filled with high hopes right now, filled with great energy. There's a lot of turmoil there. It's not this place where, Jimmy Butler goes there, they're automatically going to win the championship. They're automatically in this great position. It's tough to play with James Harden. The guy's isolation basketball and does it all himself. He's got a good role here. He's a leader. He knows what he has here with Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, Brett Brown. He knows his role. He knows what the potential of the squad can be if we run it back, if you will. He likes the mentality of the fan base. I think he's sticking around. And this is an interesting headline, but I don't think there's much to it. I can't buy into this. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to get interesting. We're getting ready to open things up. Things are about to start flowing here as free agency opens. What is it? It's June. It's the last day of June at 6 o'clock or so. Something like that. Instead of July 1st. They're opening it up the night before. So things are going to get wild. Make sure you follow Woj because he's going to be tweeting up a storm. We all know how he can be on Twitter. He's the guy to go to. When he tweets it out, it's legit. That's why I'm talking about this. I always say I wait I wait, and I do when it comes to things like, oh, we bought a house here, and oh, we saw him at the parking lot at Dave and Buster's, and someone talked to him. That type of nonsense, I don't read into. But this is a storyline by Woj, who was very well respected, but in my personal opinion, it's a little bit of a reach. Of course Houston wants that. I think Elton Brand has this situation under control. Under control, that's my opinion. We'll find out soon, though. I could be wrong. I could be right. I could be wrong. Let me know your thoughts. See you guys next time.